All right, hello and welcome. My name is Mike, and joining me on this presentation is Kent, Stefan, Brendan, and Drew. Since this was a group effort for a Unix school project, we decided to split up the instruction into equal parts. Today, we're going to run you through the process of installing Arch Linux in Oracle Virtual Machine Virtual Manager. So we are going to go over virtual machine setup, the installation of Arch Linux, the installation of its desktop environment, customizing Arch, and last cover some basic software for use with Arch Linux. Feel free to pause or rewind the video at any time if you need to catch up or take notes. We hope you enjoy this presentation. If you have any questions or like to comment, please be sure to leave a message below. And so if you haven't already, you're going to want to download the Arch Linux ISO file. And to do that, you can click on the link below, which we've supplied for your convenience. And let me go to the next slide. All right, with your if you're using Oracle VM Virtual Manager or VMware, it really doesn't matter. But for this presentation, we're going to use VirtualBox Manager. So once you have the manager open, you're going to want to select the name of the file and the folder where you downloaded that ISO file. So point to that directory and then select Linux. Set the version as Arch Linux 64-bit and then click Next. Next, you're going to set up how much memory and CPU power you would like to allocate to your VM and then click Next. From there, you're going to allocate the space for the virtual machine storage and click Next. And from there, if everything is set up correctly, you'll just click Finish to complete the VM setup. From here, we're going to go into the installation and configuration. And upon startup, boot the VM using the appropriate Arch ISO and enter install medium. And from here, I'm actually going to hand this over to Drew.
All right, so now after you have entered the install medium, you will need to set up a connection. For ours, we had an Ethernet connection already set up, so it should work automatically in this case. We just had to ping to make sure that the connection is good. If you're not set up on an Ethernet connection, then you would have to go ahead and authenticate to a wireless network. And then the next step, we're going to need to initialize and populate Pacman. So Pacman's keyring is the collection of PGP keys that get used to check signed databases and packages. So by initializing and updating the Pacman keyring using the pacman-key-init command, and then the pacman-key-populate ArchLinux command. And this will allow for the ability to import and export keys, fetch keys, as well as update the database. Now the next step is we're going to need to run the arch install script. So you do this by typing the just arch install command as shown in the picture depicted. Now we're moving into the arch install process. So first, you're going to need to set your mir region. So you go to the mir region, and you in the options screen shown here, and you set the region to your region, the United States in our case. All right, and next is the disk formatting. So you need to select a drive and then follow your preferred options to format the disk space for that drive. And then next, continuing on that, you're going to go to the disk layer, and then you're going to need to wipe all selected drives to create a partition for your OS. Okay. Then you select the preferred file system, and then you're going to want to select no to the prompt that asks, would you like to create a separate partition for the home directory, and as depicted in pictures here. And our next step will be to set up the user account. So first you're going to select user account, and then you're going to select add user, add a user, and then you're going to go ahead and set up your username and password, whatever you want it to be. And now you're going to set your preferred installation profile. You're going to select yes under the super user option, and this is to allow you the user to type sudo commands. And then you will confirm and exit from the choose an object from the list prompt. And from here, I'm going to pass it on.
Be taking this over, and we're going to be talking about software packages. You're going to want to start off by selecting additional packages, and this is to add Git and NeoVim. Git is used to upload and download code and files from terminal from like online repositories, and NeoVim is an improved version of Vim Editor, and it's just more customizable. And you're going to want to confirm the packages as exist. And to set up the software profile, you're going to want to select Profile, and we're going to select Minimal Setup for our setup because because it'll give you more control over the system. It reduces bloat, increases security and performance, and it gives you the opportunity to customize more. And then you're going to want to confirm that the profile is set up properly. For software, to set up audio software, go in the audio section in the AUR and select the software Pipewire. We're using Pipewire over Pulse Audio because it supports HDMI, Bluetooth, USB, and it's a more stable, reliable audio server, and it has better performance and lower latency than Pulse Audio. And then you're going to want to set the kernel to Linux, because Linux is highly customizable and configurable. For network configuration, you're going to want to select it and then set it to use Network Manager. This provides you a simple graphical user interface for network configuration. It also provides IP address and DNS servers. And you're going to want to, after you select that, you're going to want to confirm that it is set to use Network Manager. For time zone, this is going to be simple. You're just going to want to set your time zone to America, Chicago. It should automatically set it to UTC. And then for repos, you're going to want to select repos and set it to multi-library, because multi-library allows 32-bit application, and without it, you can only do 64-bit, since that's what our ISO supports. And then you're going to want to confirm the repository was set properly, and you're going to have to reboot to the new OS and maybe change the boot device and BIOS settings. And this just shows that we had a successful installation. And next we're going to be talking about the customization of our OS, and I'm going to be handing that over to the next person.
So moving into customization, first we want to start by installing our compositor, our display server, and our desktop environment. So respectively, our compositor is Wayland, and our server is Xorg, and our desktop environment of choice was KDE Plasma because it's highly customizable, looks great. It comes with a lot of packages and applications. So for this, you'll want to type in sudo pacman-s or -s Xorg Plasma Wayland session KDE applications. Go through the install process, confirm everything that you want to confirm, and then wait for the installer to finish.
Once you're done with that, you'll want to type in systemct1 enable SDDM service. This will enable your login screen and allow you to actually boot. And then you want to authenticate this, wait for that authentication to go through, and then you want to run systemct1 enable network manager.service. That will enable the network manager for when you boot in. You'll do the same process, wait for the authentication, enter your password, and now you'll be able to reboot with the reboot command to your new desktop environment. And for here, once you boot in, log in, for customization, we decided to go with the suite theme. You can use whatever theme you like. So you can go through settings and KDE global theme, install new themes, search, in this case, suite, wait for it to install, and then apply global themes. And you can also do this to the desktop. There are two choices, but we'll move on. So, as I said, you'll install a preferred theme and then configure all of your preferred theming, how the windows act, blur, that kind of stuff, and set your wallpaper that you choose, and that's pretty much that. So for our SDDM, this will automatically be chosen if you select to apply the global theme. If not, you can go through system settings and select the theme package installed earlier with your login screen, and it will ask for your user password. Now we will want a browser of some kind. In this case, we decided to go with Firefox, and to install Firefox, you can just open your command line. In this case, it's called console. And you can just run sudo pacman-s firefox, enter your password, confirm the installation, and the packages will install. And once it's done installing, you can run Firefox. So for Kvantum, which is just more theming, you can download themes from the kde.org store. In this case, we stuck with the suite theme. And once that's downloaded, you'll want to move the zipped file into a desired location. Then you'll go over to Kvantum, which you can install through either CLI or you can install it through the Discover app on KDE. And once your zip file is where you want it to be, you'll extract it, go into Kvantum, and then you'll select a Kvantum theme folder, go to that folder that you just unzipped, run install this theme, and then finally you will drop into the change/delete theme and select suite and apply. Another thing we'd like to have is some kind of dock that is a little more minimalistic, can be more customized. So in this case, we ran with Latte dock, and to install Latte is just sudo pacman-s latte-dock with password, and let the packages install just like normal. And then once that's done, Latte dock should automatically run, and then you can customize it to however you like. And there are multiple themes with this. You can even use Kvantum. Now I'm going to pass off the rest of the presentation to the next person.
And that next person is me. Alrighty. Let me just take over here and start with. Alright, this is just latte.continued. Alright, so now you're going to want to use the Latte's interface to customize background and icons, as you can see right here. And then you're going to want to type sudo pacman-s neofetch and in the console, and test the command by typing neofetch, then type nvim.bashrc and wq exclamation mark to save the changes. To install the Yay repository from GitHub into the /op folder, clone the Yay git folder, type make pkg-si while in the folder. If the make pkg fails due to permissions, use this right here. And once done, cd out of the yay-git folder. You can say yay because yay is now done installing. Now in the Bash console, go to the 3 lines at the top right and select create a new profile. Next, select edit and explore customization options for your terminal. Let's see over here. To install Visual Studio Code, type yay-s Visual Studio Code bin right here in the console. Type A for the packages to clean build option, and N for diffs to show, then let the packages install. Finally, open the Bash console and type sudo pacman-s, this right here, and let the packages install, and you're done. That's it. That's steps for installing Arch Linux on VMware. Hope this presentation was helpful.